Hello and welcome back to TNN's coverage of the world's 9 best fantasy football players league. I'm your host, and this is what we have for you this week. Survivor Pool wrapped up last week, and the Texarkana Bandits took home the first ever Survivor crown. They put up a great score, outlasting Luck of the Irish and the SWAT team.
Tell them to bring me my money.
TNN would like to extend our congratulations to all the Texarkana Bandits fans out there on this historic win. And now, here's Danny Football with his picks for the first week of the playoffs, Week 15. Hey, what's up, guys? World's 9 best fantasy football players expert, Danny Football here, back with another week of expert predictions. Last week was pretty good for me, going 4-2. Bringing my total on the year up to a very nice 50-34. I am very excited to start the playoffs, bring some guests back here, give me, the expert, chance to redeem myself. And with that being said, it's a new week, there's a new guest, and a new chance to beat the expert. So guest, why don't you go ahead and introduce yourself?
Hey everyone, Brett here, owner of the Mental Brick Walls, the divisional champion Mental Brick Walls. We're going to really be enjoying our bye week this week. And the first ever person in the history of TNN to go 6-0 in selections, something I'm sure that I won't bring up every single time I'm on this show.
Yeah, Brett, it's great to have you back. Like you said, first 6-0 ever, something that somehow is still eluded the expert over all these years. So it's great to have you back on, and I'm looking forward to having this chance to redeem myself. I was able to do it last year, and we'll see if I can do it again this year. All right, first up, we're going to start in the toilet bowl. We have Ham and Throw taking on Then He Waddled Away. Sleeper is currently not showing me the matchups until after we finish filming. So we're going to have the editors throw the percentages in later. Really, this is a very tough end to the season for the Waddlers. They started out 5-2 and finished 7-7, missing the playoffs. They were really solid last year, playoff team. They had really high hopes for this year. But the injury bug kind of just got to them. They had the Cooper Kupp, J.K. Dobbins injury throughout the entire year. Ham and Throw, they're really just an entirely different tale for this team. They were bad all year. Things kind of, started to trend upwards for them towards the end of the year. Not due to any of their own play on the actual field, but more just because Bart Harley decided to just, kind of fall off a cliff. Lost a lot of games at the end of the year. They just missed the playoffs. So now Mike Visconti will only drop back 3 picks in their first round pick swap. Both of these teams, they've just been pretty bad on the field product lately. I don't have too much to say, not much to really inspire confidence, but I do think one of these teams is clearly better than the other. Fans of the show will know that I've been very low on Ham and Throw for a very long time, and I'm going to go with Waddle in this one.
Yeah, I think that's great analysis there. As you're going to see, my picks are going to be very on the fly this week. Couldn't see the matchups, complete disaster. I'm going to use that as an excuse, even though I wouldn't have looked at the matchups to this point. I'm stunned to know that the Waddle did not make the playoffs, so shows you what I know here. But yeah, I don't really think Ham and Throw's team's all that good. I don't know exactly what Visconti's trying to do. I'll go with Waddle. I just think that I'm getting the better team, the better non-washed quarterback, and I'm also just disgusted that the NFL is going to make us watch the Bucs and the Rams play on Christmas. That's not a very Merry Christmas for anyone involved.
Next up, we have Team Big Chungus 22 taking on Bart Harley Jarvis Landry. Brett, who do you like in this matchup?
Not looking at either roster, I would have to say that Nooch's team has to be better. However, I feel like we've gotten a pretty good effort out of Will in managing his fantasy team this year.
True.
And I feel like his team has actually been pretty solid. I'm gonna go what I perceive, not seeing the projections here, to be an upset here. I like Chungus to get this one done.
Yeah, I really like that one. We have last year's toilet bowl winner in the Chungai versus a team that came up short in the championship game for the last 2 years. Certainly did not expect to be in the toilet bowl this year. Bart Harley, Jarvis Landry. Look, um, I'll say it. They may have cursed themselves with the team name. Just an atrocious name. Everyone in the league hates it. The only person who has not hated the team name is Big Chungus owner himself, Will. So maybe that's a little something that Bart Harley's got going for him. A very very friendly opponent on the other side. But look, at the end of the day, one of these teams should be a lot better. Like you said, Will's team, they've surprised us, especially the last couple of weeks. Had some good performances. But if I got to bet on the talent clearly goes to Bart Harley, Jarvis Landry. Moving on to the winners bracket, we have Blood, Sweat, and Beers taking on the SWAT team. This is a matchup I'm expecting to be really good, really close here. These are both teams that have made the playoffs every year in the league so far. Back in 2020, SWAT team beats Blood, Sweat, and Beers in the semifinals. So there's, some bad playoff blood, some history between these two franchises. Big storyline here is the injuries. SWAT team has just been absolutely beaten down lately. They've got injuries to Debo and Ramondre Stevenson, both coming this past week. They might not have a healthy option available on their bench. Blood, Sweat, and Beers, on the other hand, they've had some sneaky, surprising performances from guys like DJ Chark and Cam Akers. Very unexpected. Nice bonus, nice plus for them going to the playoffs, getting a little bit of depth there. I think this one ends up really close, but I'm going to give the edge to the experience. The SWAT team, they've got that championship DNA. A lot of guys who have won rings on this team, a lot of deep playoff experience. I think they're going to eke out a win in this one.
I couldn't agree more with that. Obviously, the injury is going to play a factor here for the SWAT team, but as we've learned in the history of our league, defense wins championships. Looking at the defensive roster for the SWAT team, and just everyone looks like could put up 30 points each week in the playoffs. You can't discount that. It's definitely the team the Brick Walls does not want to see, and I'm ready for the Undertaker himself, TJ Watt, to come through yet again in the playoffs.
Finally, we have our marquee matchup of the week, the Tex Arcana Bandits facing off against Luck of the Irish. Brett, what are your thoughts on this matchup?
Well, the Bandits have been a great team all year. I feel as if they just put up points. They've got weapons everywhere. And for my money, I would say that they've been the best team in the league consistently over the course of the year. Additionally, a little bit unfair here, but the Bandits basically entire offense plays the Chicago Bears this week. You got to like the Eagles to put up just 50 points.
Yeah.
That's going to translate into a lot of fantasy points. I got to take the Bandits here. I think that the expert for 3 years yelling about how he was high in the Bandits is paying off. I like the Bandits to win this one.
I like that pick here. This one is a huge matchup. Great storylines on both sides. The Bandits are making their first playoff appearance in franchise history. The Irish, on the other hand, they've had a huge surging comeback. Everyone counted them out, including this expert. So they really went out and proved the doubters wrong, coming up with some clutch wins down the stretch. The Irish, they've been really lucky lately, and I will say it's going to take a truly great showing to beat the Irish team. The luck is very clearly on their side. However, as you mentioned, fans will know that I am high on the Bandits. I've been saying this for 3 years now. This is finally the moment that it all pays off. The Bandits are in the playoffs. They're making their playoff berth. They know it's on the table. I know in the last matchup I had said I was going to go with the experience, but here I'm going to go with the youth and the absolute raw desire to win. These guys are hungry. They know it's at stake, and I'm going with the Bandits in this one. Well, Brett, thank you
I just
so
want
much.
to
Oh, go ahead.
point out one second
Yeah.
here. I spite picked against Hammond Throw because of the Bucks playing the Rams on Christmas. I'm now realizing that this Sunday is not Christmas, so that's where I'm at right now.
Hey, we've all been there before, you know?
Yeah.
Commissioner
Yeah.
Tooch, he's there right now. Well, Brett, thank you so much for being on the show this week. I'm wishing you all the best of luck with your picks, of course. Not as good as me, can't beat the expert, but thank you for being on. It's been great to have you on this year, and I look forward to seeing you next year on the show.
Thanks. Let's see if I can get it to 10-0. First ever perfect season of picks is potentially on the line. As always, looking forward to following along with the rest of the season.
And thank you, Danny Football and guest Brett, for those great picks. That's all we have for you this week. Be sure to tune in next time to see how things shook out. I'm your host, and this has been TNF.